those endless mysteries. Bigfoot Sightings of Alaska. Hello and welcome to those endless mysteries. This week we are in Alaska, where we will be going over some sightings and news reports. This first sighting comes out of Fairbanks from July of 2009. The witness stated that he was heading south on Auburn Drive towards Farmer Loop, which was about a mile away, and that the sighting happened in what he would consider a populated area. He said it was where you passed the Pearl Creek Elementary School, that the school can be seen through the woods. It was about 6 p.m. and he was headed home. The weather was clear with the sun high in the sky, when he thought that he saw a man standing by the road. He stated that in this area you see people by the road all the time, so he didn't think anything of it. Then as he got closer, maybe 50 yards or so, he could see it more clearly. As he said to himself, "That's no man." Shortly after that, maybe 1 or 2 seconds, as he was getting closer, the creature ran back into the woods towards the school. It reminded him of a spooked animal once it has noticed a person. He could see him as he was about 30 feet into the wood line. He turned left and was running parallel to the road he was driving on. He said that he got a really good look at the creature, but not his face due to everything going on. He was more focused on other things, like his fur, which seemed to be about 3 to 4 inches long, covering his body. It was rusty reddish color. The creature was about 6 feet tall and looked to be around 200 pounds. He also said that the creature ran with a strong, hoppy kind of running motion. He said that he watched a Bigfoot till it disappeared, that he then turned around in the school but never seen it again. The next day he went back to see if he could find anything. As he was looking, he ran into a couple walking their dogs. He told them what he had seen, and the couple told him about a week ago how several kids ran up to them saying, "Did you see the Sasquatch? Did you see the Sasquatch?" There was a man with the kids, and he didn't seem too excited, so the couple didn't think much more about it until he told them what he had seen. This witness did file a report with the Fish and Game Commission, but said that the person taking the statement was just rolling their eyes. Now that I can believe. People seem to do that without even knowing they're doing it. People just can't believe sometimes in something that they haven't never seen for themselves. There is more in the report if you want to look it up. It's on the BFRO website under sightings. Report number 26604. Now this next sighting comes out of Anchorage from February of 2004. The witness states that him and a couple of his friends were sitting around the house bored when they decided to take their snowmobiles out for a ride. They had some good trails north of the city, and that it's illegal to ride in Anchorage. So he states that they took off about 11 p.m. They rode up the road about a quarter of a mile or so when they cut off onto some trails. He says it had snowed about 10 inches a day or two before, so there were fresh snow with no tracks. They rode for about a half an hour before stopping and talking. He says they took off again, cruising on what they thought was a game trail. when they came upon an opening in the woods. He rode off into the clearing with his friends about 50 yards behind. As he came over a little mound, he saw some strange tracks in the snow. It looked like something had pushed up the snow and laid down. He figured it might be a moose or something, so he followed the tracks over the next small hill. And as he came down the other side, he says his headlights pointed right onto the back of a Bigfoot. It was running in the other direction. He slammed on his brakes because he described himself as being scared out of his mind. It continued to run away, he says. He saw it jump over a dead log covered in snow. As he continued to watch it, it disappeared into a group of trees and into the darkness. He was surprised and scared, so he quickly turned around and rode back towards his friends. He came up to his friends and told them that they need to get out of here. So they all headed home. Once close to the house, they stopped and he told them what he had seen. They laughed and told him it was probably just a bear or something. But he was 100% positive that it wasn't a bear. The way it was moving through the deep snow told him it wasn't anything human. They all told him he was crazy, so he doesn't talk about it anymore with anyone. So what do you think about this sighting? Drop me a comment down below and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button so you can keep up with all our latest videos. Next up is a news article from November the 22nd, 2016 by Courtney. You might be surprised to learn that Bigfoot has been spotted at these 13 eerie locations in Alaska. Bigfoot, aka Sasquatch, is a mythological being that many have claimed to see in the backcountry roaming wild in the forest. These eerie unknown creatures have been reported to be exceptionally large in stature, with a resemblance to a hairy ape, while the Pacific Northwest seems to be home to the majority of these sightings. The Last Frontier actually has a long record of reported Bigfoot detections that date back to the early 1900s. From massive unexplained footprints that are triple that of a grizzly bear, to trees turned upside down with their roots sticking out into the air in the middle of the woods. These sightings are way too eerie and distinct to ignore the obvious. Number 1. Peterson. There were stories told from 1900 to 1925 about a trapper that went into the woods and disappeared shortly after reporting exceptionally large tracks in the snow. The strangest story ever told, by Virginia Culp, documents this incredibly eerie encounter in further detail. Number 2. Ruby. In 1943, it was reported that a man was attacked by an unknown creature in the wilderness, about 18 miles down the Yukon from the town of Ruby. He later died of internal injuries, and the creature that attacked him, presumably Bigfoot, was said to be ran off by his dog team. Number 3. Bristol Bay. In 1940, near the town of Kaluka, a group of ladies was berry picking when they reportedly came upon a large man-like creature with long hair running down his back. They later went on to capture this creature, caged it, and fed it. It later died, and the story was documented in a letter from the cage keeper. Number 4. Ringo Narrows. I hope I pronounced that right. In 1942, a man was sitting on the beach when he reportedly saw a massive 7-foot tall creature that was hairy and rummaging through the woods. Number 5, Fort Yukon. The year was 1969 when a man reported shooting an abundantly large, hairy man-like creature that was not human while out moose hunting. Number 6, Galena. In 1960s, there were multiple sightings of a huge Bigfoot-type creature rummaging in the woods near the tiny village. The creature was quick on his feet each time and didn't allow himself to be seen for too much time. Pasadena. Number 7. In 1970, many people in the village reported seeing an enormous creature passing swiftly through the night. Number 8. Ketchikan. I hope I pronounced that one right as well. This southeast town holds some pretty wild tales of the past. In 1956, about 50 miles southwest of Ketchikan, a man that was out fishing reported seeing an 8-foot tall creature that was around 400 pounds and walked on 2 feet like an ape. There was also a young boy that reported a similar sighting nearby in 1960 and reacted to the encounter by screaming and running off as fast as possible. Number 9. Nolito. In 1920, a local man died in this area after unsuccessfully trying to fight off a massive creature that he described as standing on 2 feet and being human-like. Number 10. Kobuk River. The year was 1966 when a man near Dale Creek found large man-like tracks near his mining camp. One day he approached the creature and shot it. Afterward, he described it as being like a huge man-like bear that was enormous in size and walked on 2 feet. Number 11. Nilchina Plateau. In the 1930s, locals were shocked when a Bigfoot creature killed one of the locals by tearing him to complete shreds. They later described the creature as a cannibal giant. Number 12. Port Canham, also known as Portlock. This eerie small village on the Kenai Peninsula was home to so many Bigfoot sightings that the entire population eventually fled due to the overwhelming amount of fear. For a period of time during the 1900s, torn up bodies were washing up on the shores of this small village, making the people believe they had to be the evil Sasquatch spirits that roamed the woods nearby. Number 13. Wrangell. Multiple Bigfoot sightings occurred in this area during the early 1900s. One includes a man that was berry picking in the woods and was awakened by the sounds of a massive man-like creature having a conversation nearby. Another story in this area is about a tall Bigfoot creature that actually ended up carrying a 3-year-old back to her home after she wandered off into the woods without anyone noticing her. I hope you liked that article, and if you have any comments, please feel free to drop them below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button so you can keep up with all our latest videos. Now with that said, I think I'm going to call this one done because I don't want to make it too much longer. So thanks for watching those endless mysteries. Until next time, stay safe and have a great week. Again, thanks for watching those endless mysteries.